Today's May 10th, 2013. We do a safety meeting once a month, and today is about bucket truck operator rescue. We're going to go over a few things. Ideally, I guess it'd be appropriate to have the bucket already aloft in the air. We'll do that in just a second. But before I do that, because to do that, I got to crank the bucket. It might be hard in here. Okay. James, you've used these before, I know.
Yeah.
Okay. When I'm up in the air, a couple of scenarios. We're approaching summertime, so it's 100-degree heat. You know how that is. One of us might pass out, or I might pass out, or whatever. Dehydrate, it catches up with you. Or if I holler and I'm injured, I'm just incapable for whatever reason, I can't get down. This red knob right here, this is an override, so when you engage it, you're going to push it that way, okay? In an event like that, don't take the time to cradle the bucket. What I try to do whenever I'm working, I try to use the elevator as little as possible. As soon as I'm done with the elevator, I put it down. That way, all you have to do is use the upper boom knob right here. You got unfold and fold. More than likely, you'll forget which is what direction, but fold is going to be bringing the upper boom down. So what you want to do is just do whatever you can to get this bucket down as low to the ground as possible. You know, and if you just go straight down, more than likely it'll be low enough where enough guys can pull you out where, you know, where it's not that difficult. But just kind of put a little thought into where you're lowering me down. If you have to, you can also use a lower boom. You can unfold it, it brings it up even more, and then fold the upper boom, you know, and it gets the bucket down lower to the ground, you know. So but that's just something you're just going to have to work with. You know, it's going to be a little trial and error as you go, but the main thing is these controls are jerky, so you know, kind of ease into it. Don't, you know, flop me around in there if at all possible, depending on the situation. So what's important is everybody knows how to use these controls. Let's see, and obviously, if I'm clearly injured, you don't have to wait until you get me out. When it's appropriate, call 911. You know, more than likely on that situation, the sooner the ambulance gets here, the better, okay? So we'll do a demonstration on that in just a few minutes. And a second reason, I'll just read this here. In an event that the engine shuts down while the bucket operator is aloft, the ground crew must know how to engage the DC pump. That's the black button next to the override controls, and lower and cradle the bucket. Do it in 25-second increments, because it's probably going to take a minute to a minute and a half in most cases to get it fully cradled. So you'll engage this, and you'll hear the sound, and keep track of the time. 25 seconds, you know, go off, wait a few seconds, or you know, a little bit of time, and then re-engage, and just don't do it the entire time. The main reason is Mike mentioned this to us. You know, it'll burn, you know, burn some components up.
The starter.
The starter, yes, that's right. The most common thing that happens with the bucket truck is a busted hose, and we've been through this a lot. This is something we meet on periodically. In an event that a hose is busted, the ground crew should do the following. This is a quiz question. What's the first thing you do? Shut the truck off. Shut it off. Don't even say, oh, there's a hose leak. Just go over there and shut it off. Okay, that's the first thing. What's the second thing?
PTO.
The truck's shut off, so it's not leaking now, but there's already fluid coming out. So what's the second thing?
Oh,
hydraulic spill kit.
Yeah, this is what all this is about. This is a hydraulic spill kit. This is the granular absorbent substance, and we got tarps in here too. We got everything we need
just for that box.
This is what this box is for. That's right. So first thing, we shut the truck off, and provide, you know, as you're doing it, holler, hose leak, or whatever, and everybody is focused on damage control, the leak. So we're going to get out the tarps, we're going to get out the granular absorbent, and apply it obviously wherever it's appropriate. The leak could be an outrigger, it could be anywhere. Most of the time it's someplace in here, and it takes us a while to find out. So we're just going to cover the pavement, cover the yard, whatever it is that we got with tarps, you know, and you know, it's just common sense with that. We got to cover it as soon as possible. Okay, after that, that gives us time to think, what we got to do next, okay? Most of the time, what we're going to do, this is what we've done in the past, is this is the least amount of damage in order to get this truck cradled in and get it back to the shop, get it where we can work on it in an appropriate place. So at that point, we're going to, when the instructions are told, we're going to crank the truck up. The PTO will be engaged, but I'm not going to lower it with the controls on the bucket. We're going to lower it with the override. I'm not going to get into the mechanics of it, but for whatever reason, when you lower the bucket on the override, it doesn't leak near as much. Not near as much. That's just from experience. I won't get into all that, but we're going to lower it with the override, cradle it down, bring in the outriggers, and then what?
Just
Turn it off.
Yeah, disengage PTO,
PTO.
and shut it off. Okay, and then at that point, some of it depends on the location, but if we're able to pinpoint where that leak is, it might still be leaking a little bit as one guy's bringing the bucket down. It'd be nice if somebody's looking in trying to find where that leak is. That's going to be the best place to do it because it's fresh and all that. So if we're able to find a leak as we're bringing it down with the override, that's better. If not, we have to take the truck to another location to pinpoint the leak so we know the appropriate parts to get for the truck. Do I have any questions?
Yeah.
Go for it. What is it?
If you're in the bucket, and every time you come out, in order for us to move anything, we have to get this knob down here. Does that override this knob down here too?
You don't have to worry about the knob. The only time you got to worry about the knob is when
just
you're
for
bringing the
outriggers?
outriggers in.
What
Obviously,
knob are you talking about?
You know the one in here.
yeah,
Oh, the small one.
No, the one that sticks out. Not the one that lets them in and out.
Show me.
Right here.
the one that converts the controls from outriggers to the
Right,
bucket.
okay.
Yeah, and obviously you're going to bring the bucket down before you bring the outriggers in.
Right,
So
right.
okay, everybody's on board with that. Okay, and at this point, we'll do a little demonstration here, and practicing on the knobs. I'm not going to put that on tape, so we'll do that next.